Hey, it's MK. I had a couple questions about pocket page protectors being used in conjunction or in cahoots with 12 by 12 page protectors. And so I kind of wanted to show my way that I organize photos. This is an organization for photos, as well as how I use pocket pages within my scrapbooks. And the first thing that I wanted to show you guys or share with you guys is that I don't use photo boxes. Photo boxes are, in my experience, photo storage, not really photo organization. And the method that I have adopted is what I like to call a one and done method. And so when I print off my photos, I print off a year at a time. And what I do is I make a sheet, usually it's just about yay big, and I go through and see what photos I want to print for the entire year. And then I go about either sending it off to print it, or if what I don't have printed, like this whole year for some reason was missing. I don't know why. This was missing, and I decided to go ahead and have all of my photos printed, and I thought that that would be perfect because now you can see how I organize my photos. First thing I like to do is start off with a 3-ring binder. This one happens to be by Close to My Heart, and I also start off with a 25 pack of page protectors. Now, I don't normally always use this many page protectors, but it's better to have them and not have to keep going back and finding more or ordering more. I just start off, excuse the noise, I just start off with 25 pages, and then when I'm done organizing my photos, then I pull out all the extras and I use them for the next year. Now I do this 1 year at a time, but I don't scrapbook chronologically, but I also don't scrapbook the everyday. I only scrapbook kind of like things that we do as a family besides grocery shopping and you know, that sort of thing. But like if we go camping, or if we go to Art in the Park, or if we go to the marina for a day, or whatever, if we go and spend time as a family, that's what goes in my albums. And so I have an album, well, I have at least one album for every year. Some years we do something really, really big, like go to a theme park or go to a play, and that usually gets its own album. And then I do the rest of the year in an album like this. So first thing I do is I start with my 12 by 12. Now I know that a lot of people do the exact same thing in a photo box, but I'm going to do with page protectors. Is I have my roadmap right here of everything that is going to go in this album, or at least I'd like it to, but I haven't sorted pictures or anything except for like each category, I guess is the better word. So I have them in each category, and I'm just going to start by placing them inside the page protector, just like that. So there's one. I'm going to flip this back down. I don't know if those should be taken out or not. There is another set. So that's all I'm going to do. Is these are all certain events. Like I said, I hadn't gone through these to see which ones are actually going to make it in the album or not. It's just like this. A couple of these are huge. we have each event, let's just call them an event, that I want to scrapbook that were listed on my little cheat sheet here. Each one of them are in a page protector. Now I'm going to go through them and make the choice of, am I going to scrapbook it or is it going to go in a leftover box? That's the only choice that you have to make right now, and then they'll go right back in, only the ones that you'll scrapbook. Now the first thing that I do is I like to do a cover page for each of the beginning of a new year of my album. So I will flip this and actually start on this side because I know that my pages won't start with the other side. So going through these, I am just going to decide which ones that I want to scrapbook. It looks to me, so these are these ones. These are the same as these ones. So I decided that I'm going to do these ones. I'm going to do all of these ones. So I'm going to keep these. Okay. Now I will go through each one of these. Like this one. I don't need doubles of the same exact thing. Yeah. So that one will go in. Okay, now that my merging is done, this is what I have for my leftover pile. I keep my cheat sheet of what I'm scrapbooking, and then I keep this nearby just in case I accidentally cut something wrong and I need the extras. I have it right here. They're duplicates, they're similar to but not exact photos, things like that. So the next step is the hardest of all. It's actually decision making time. So I've gone through all of my pages and have now needing to make a decision of what pocket pages are going to be used, what pages are going to be 12 by 12, all of that good stuff. So first set that I have are of these. Now I know that I want these ones to be a layout, and then that leaves me with all of these. Now when you go to do a pocket page, this is what makes this setup super simple because you know what's next in line. Now when I do a pocket page, I have several options, and all of my options are separated in like baggies, so that way I can see how many I have and what I have, because when you lay them all on top you can see the design very simple and easier a lot than having one stacked on top of the other, because then this makes it look like I have way more of these than I really do. I only have one. So anyways, and I am working through using up what I have before going and purchasing more, except for when it comes to flip-flops, which I will explain what a flip-flop is later. So with this being said, I have four horizontal and one vertical. I apologize if you guys can hear my dog in the background. The kids aren't home yet, and he is very upset that I've locked him out, but when the kids get home, he makes a lot of click, click, click noises on my hardwood floor. The next pages that I have in line are all horizontal, so it will not work if I put this on the back side of this page protector, and I don't want these these pocket pages and these pocket pages, and then when you flip it you have this to deal with. So I either want all of these all on one side and this all on the other side, or that way it looks like this is a 2-page layout and this is done, and then it starts the next page, right? So I'm not sure if that's how I want it. I don't really know exactly how I want it yet. I know that I have a 12 by 12 over here. I wanted this to be a pocket page. However, I remembered that I had a couple panoramics that I have printed out. Now here is where I have some decisions to make. So with panoramics, I have a few page protectors that that I can use with panoramics. Now the first one, like I said, is a flip flap. Now this flip flap comes with a sticky strip going across, and it is made to be adhered to a portion of your 12 by 12 layout, whether it's the top, the side, the bottom, or the other side. Doesn't matter. You can use 4 all the way around and have them all flipping out of your layout. You can use 2 and have them flipping up and down. You can, the sky is the limit with these babies. I absolutely love my flip flaps. Okay, then the next one here is a 4-inch one going across and then all horizontals. Now that would work for 3 of my photos. However, the next page all I have are verticals. Okay, so I have to keep that in mind. So this one probably won't be a good idea. This one is a 6 by 12 going up and down. Now you really can't see it, I apologize, but it has 3 verticals, or I'm sorry, 3 horizontals and then 1 6 by 12 going across. It would work, except for the panoramic doesn't go this way. But I could put sticky strip going across, just like a flip flap, score right here, and have it going on top of my layout on this side. But then none of my pictures are vertical. Okay, so that really doesn't work out for me. The next one that I have handy dandy right here, the next and the last, by the way, is a 6 by 12 going in the middle and then 3 by 3s going along the top and the bottom. Now I don't want to cut out any of these photos because they are so impactful the way that they are. If I just cut out a little 3 by 3 square, it just won't work very well. So it looks like this is going to be my best bet as far as having this layout go like this. But if I do that, then my next page is going to be the kayaking. So do I want my work photos and my kayak photos side by side as they are? Does it really matter? Well, let's see how I can make this layout work. So I'm going to flip my book over just a hair so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I won't do this for every page. I won't do this for every layout. I just want you to kind of get the gist of what, how my process works and how I figure out my layout, because then it makes scrapbooking go by that much faster. So again, I have a panoramic picture. I have 2 panoramic pictures, so that will take care of the flip flaps. And then I have all of these, but I have all of these, or that'll take care of the panoramics. So my thought process is, this is of 2 mine sites actually. So I could make this like so, and I could make this a flip flap underneath the flip flap. And then the same with these. I could take these pictures here and make those a flip flap. That way they'll be covered by this flip flap, and then you have either them flipping this way, or I could have them flipping this way, which is the way that I normally have them flipping. I could have them flip down like so. So it doesn't matter underneath that one. And then I have 2 horizontal ones that I could have flipping like so. So that way you just get a better, it's the other side of the bucket. And then it flips up and shows, I'm standing on, never mind. I told you I wasn't going to talk about my photos. Now this, like this, and then this is a totally different mine site than that one is. And when it's closed, you will see the 3 different photos. And then it's all one, and then here is my kayaking photos. So that is how I could have it. And then the title, since this will be at the bottom, my title can go across the big blue sky. Flip it. Yeah, I think that that is how I am going to do this particular one and all of these pictures. So what I like to do when it comes to flip-flaps within my page, within my 12 by 12 pages, is I like to grab, again, I'm so sorry about my puppy. He wants inside so bad, but I know as soon as the kids get home, which they are due home any minute. So right now I don't have any horizontal strips. This is all I have. Again, I'm using what I have. Oh, and I need one for here, or I could have these guys like that. Do I really need this photo? It is the exact same photo. It's just it's the exact same photo. I don't need that photo. Nope. Okay. Just like I don't need a photo of the arm, but I love the impact, especially the, okay, anyways. Alright, so 3, 2. 2 is all I needed. And I have all my flip-flaps in a bag because they slide all over the place. And I can't make up my mind how I want them to go, but so far this is my only choice. So I will put these in. And I do this so I can remember when I get to scrapbooking this page. I remember that this is going to be flip-flaps. And I remember these are the photos that are going to become flip-flaps. And then the memory comes back to me once I get to the layout. Okay, so all of these will go into the pocket page, and when I create the layout, all I have to do is grab this whole protector, everything's in it, and then I can make the layout. So now I'm going to do my kayaking ones. Let me flip my book back over so you can see in the center. Now my kayaking ones, I do a 2-page layout about every other year. I don't really necessarily need to do kayaking every time, but I enjoy that they are all going the right direction. So I am going to pull out a page protector for those if I have one. Like I said, if I have one. Now this is a good one that I could use because it also gives me journaling spots. Now these page protectors are not as stellar as others out there of this same kind. This is the one I'm going to use because I like the fact that there's various sizes. My ducks, it's not the best picture in the world, and I worry that if I cut it down, because I zoomed in so close, I worry if I cut it down then it'll definitely look really bad. So I'm going to do this. Nope, I'm going to put that down here at the bottom. I'm going to put this up at the top, and then I'm going to trim my ducks and trim my man down, but I'm going to try to trim the ducks so they don't look so blurry. And I know I have to trim this just a hair smaller than 3 inches. Okay. Or it's just a pill to get into. Alright. This one I think I want, yeah. I love how dark this water is. So I'll do it like this. Okay. And now I have 2 spots for journaling. Okay. So now I have my next ones. Now I will take out, sorry, I forgot that I did not do a page protector for that. take out the other photos, and I knew that I had a bunch going up and down. I want to take a picture of Benihana's because it is my first time going to a restaurant like this, and this was absolutely stellar of the ladies to do this. I can trim that down to 3 by 3. I can trim that down to, or 3 by 4. Trim that one. This one was pretty awesome as well. The actual convention. And then of course there's this one. I can trim myself down. I don't even need it. And then of course there's all 3 of us. And then that way that looks great. I could do, I have 4 pictures here. I love these ladies. And then this one doesn't really go in a page. And then I want this one to be a layout. I definitely want that one to be a layout. And then I'm going to have, sorry you guys can't see over here. So basically what I did was I went through my photos. I decided which ones I wanted. Oh, hang on. There we go. I decided which ones I wanted as a, sorry, as a layout. I also decided that these 2 ladies were pretty special to me. And then I also have this one that I would like to do something about. This was just the neatest little thing ever. And then I have all of these photos here. Okay, so that just looks amazing. All right, so here's one thing that I wanted to show you guys about. So I have my I have my layout right here. I have my pocket page, but then I still want these to be a main feature, and I want these because these gals are amazing. I really, really do. All right, so let me show you guys a little trick that I enjoy. Adding to my layouts because I absolutely love multiple size photo. That's why I like the flip flaps. I just love all of this stuff. So this is a 6 by 6. Clearly the 3 rings don't match, all right? But I want these gals to go right here on this side. No, I want them to go next to Benihana or whatever, however you put it. Okay, so this is the way that they go. I think we were on our way to, or it was the next day. And then these ones I know seem like a lot, but I'm gonna have this probably, no, I'm gonna have me on the layout, and then this is gonna be a flip flap. Okay, like this or like this, however it works, it's going to be a flip flap. So I know this is going to go here. This is where our nope, no talking. No talking about the photos. Nuh-uh. Not allowed. Okay, then what I want to do, so I want to take some washi tape. Now I'm not sure if this is thick enough or not, but we are going to find out. But I am going to use this to cover up my holes. Just like that. And then I flip it over to the other side. And yes, I do try to pick out washi that kind of coordinates with the layout, whether it's going to match the papers that I use or not. I try to, like, I use wood grain for camping. I will use water for oh, my poor dog. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but he is pathetic. But I use, you know, for aquatic type ones, all that stuff. So then, do I want it at the top? Oops. Do I want it at the top? Do I want it at the bottom? Which way do I want it? Right now I think I'm going to put it at the bottom. So I will take a page protector, okay, and I will put this at the bottom of the page protector, flip it over, grab out my chompers. Okay, now these are slick, and you can use washi tape to hold them in place. I just used my hands. It's no big deal. But I'm lining them up at the bottom. You don't even have to line it up at the bottom if you don't want to. This is just what I do. And, oh, lost it there for a sec. Now I use a crocodile, and then what I do is normally these just pull right off. Okay, and now I have like a little mini page to go along with my story.
like a bird on a tree. I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together, it's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
end result. This is without any, well, there are some pages here that are done. So this is kind of the gist of how I organize my photos, and it's, like I said, this is my one and done. I always have a cover page for each year, and then I go through and I decide, how each of my pages are going to be put together. But I wanted to do a flip through real quick so you guys can see how almost complete this book looks. And you don't have to worry about, you know, I just don't feel behind anymore, because look at what I just accomplished in very, very little time, sans interruptions, as you saw. Hang on, let me see if I can't. There we go. So I don't even have to touch this page, like, ever again, if I didn't want to. These ones here, I wanted to show you this, so see how this is completely empty? And what I would end up doing is actually cutting along this line right here, and then just having this smaller page. So I have so many page protectors over here to my left that I don't mind altering a page protector to get what I need. So basically this is all I do. If I have a flip flap, I stick it in the pocket, so when I do get to that flip flap, I know what I'm doing. Throughout this album, I went and I found all of our, like, taken pictures, and I know I have some of Legoland. I just am not sure you know, if I want to include those. I'm just not sure. So I just decided, you know, what pictures do I want to be 12 by 12? What pictures do I want to be in a pocket page? Is it enough to tell a whole story or just a little story? You know, which ones do I want to make an impact throughout my entire album? So it just gives me a feeling of completion. This one I happened to put in with all the memorabilia, and I stuck the memorabilia in as I went, and you know, like my birthday card and the maps and things like that. I stuck them all in as we went. This pocket page ends one and begins another, and then of course I can put a big title right here instead of, oh my gosh, I have no photos. I can put a big title. I went and we love our pressed pennies. Love them. Their own. So, fast. And then of course we had our photo taken, because we don't hardly ever get like family photos. So when we can, we can. More pockets. And you know, again, this is an 8x6 little area that I get to fill in. This one I kind of showed you guys briefly, but I wanted to talk about it. This one is actually going to become a flip flap because I wanted to talk about this tank, and I'm hoping that the information is in that book. But I put it here for now, so I did not have to do that right away. This way. Okay, sorry. And then I also go through, now these ones aren't, they're not glued in, but I also go through, I have a huge stack of layouts that my workshops, they're leftovers from my workshops. So I go through and I try to see if any of them apply to my photos. Huge. And then we've got the cute little otters, and then of course the other side of that page, which and then this one here I also found in my stash. These, and again, they're not glued on, and I'm going to cut this down and it fits in here perfect, and it's just enough to where I can cut this and put half here and half here. I think it'll look good. I don't know. And then of course these are glued down because these were where I found them. I'm not sure if I recorded that or not. And then I found this layout, which I thought kind of spelled birthday, you know. This was my every morning view, every morning. And then of course you can see that I was scrapbooking out here, so had to have that. Now this one I did not, I didn't, I'll have to tape it up, I'll have to find whatever tape works and tape it together. But I have two here. I have two, and they're gonna go probably like this, or I think it'll end up like this one, but I definitely wanted to do the one for his shark. And then we start Legoland. Now I try to, you know, on this side it starts one and on this side starts another. I try to do that throughout the whole one without adding in an extra layout, just because that's the way I want it. So I tried not to. Here we go to Legoland. I have two maps because I always use the fronts and the backs. I always try to have two maps so I can use the front and back. So this will be a 2-pager with the map, and this was brand new from when we went there last. So it's getting 3 pages because I actually forgot, but I do have this ticket up here, and it says it's for photos, and I don't remember getting those photos. So I'm not really sure. This might end up being those photos, or I might end up just leaving like this is us waiting and then this is us actually at the ride. And then there was a rock wall. We found Batman in a different look. They give us these really cool magazines. Of course, we had to roll it up because all we had were our pockets. But that's okay. Got this awesome magazine. And then here's a couple different rides. Like this is one and this is another. And then this here is one and this here is another. I just stuck the tickets in there. Just because this is going to be the title going across here, and then this is a cruise, so it goes on both pages. I thought about, you know, oh, I really want it to go across, but no, I'm okay with this because these pages are kind of different than the other ones. And then, of course, the little dinosaur page, and then we start at the beach. For me, I don't have to do this, but there were pictures that I wanted, because these are of the kids playing in the water, but these are like the waves of the water, and I love all of our little footprints. So these ones are more of the waves, while these ones are more of the kids. I know I'm justifying why I'm putting my pictures in, but I couldn't believe how big those waves were. And then of course, and this is the one where I'm not going to try and go find a photo to put here, just because. Now, I do have pictures like when we were on the boat, the Navy was getting ready to load this ship up and take off. We also have more pictures at the pier that I'm not sure if I want left out. So I do have 2 potential-ish layouts. There's not much to tell here, but this is too big to go inside one of my smaller pocket pages. So I'm not really sure exactly if these are going to end up in my album or not. Or I could just put them in one of the kids' albums too. But this will start off the car museum, and then, you know, Ford versus Chrysler, that's always been a thing, and I love that. And here are all of my cars. Watch Cora's performance. So, in a nutshell, in a very long nutshell, that is how I organize my photos. My photos no longer live in boxes. I know I've said that like 5 million times, but I wait until the year is over, and I do this for every year that I want to, for what I want to record the story of. It helps me know how many page protectors I have. It helps me get my photos in an album. So now I feel like 2017 is started, and I'm excited to start this album. I'm excited to start this book. Is it bulky? Yes, it is. Will I need to move it into another, you know, have 2 instead of 1? Maybe. And if I do that, then I will probably end up you know, adding the photos that I'm not really sure if I want, you know, 1 pages or 2 pages or whatever. No, this is just the way that I do it. This is just how I end up. Yeah, I have, I don't know how many times. I hope this helps some people. I hope it excites some people to, oh my gosh, what a, you know, might be a possibility to get caught up in some areas. I can't wait to start working in this album. I say that about all of my albums. I have them all on a shelf right here for me to just grab. And the best part about this is someone can pick up this album as it sits and go through it, and I feel like it's about 65% done because of those pocket pages. So I hope this was helpful. I apologize if I got chatty or if I just can't help but talking about my photos. I apologize. I hope it's helpful. I hope that I answered a few questions about putting pocket pages in and what do you put on the backs. And yeah, get your pictures in albums. All right. Thanks.